morning, tubers. Welcome back for another adventure. Today we're going to be doing an upgrade on this Baja Wilderness Trail 90. If you guys recall, this thing, the clutch is burnt out. It's got that single speed centrifugal, and the engine starts and you could give it all the throttle you want and you get a whole lot of nutting. So let's go with what we're upgrading to. This is another Baja 90, believe it or not, but it has the 3-speed transmission. That's a big upgrade from the single-speed slipper. So if you guys recall this machine, it started in a lot of videos back when I was learning about electronics. I bought this out at Elephant's Trunk back in the day, so this must be sitting around at least 5 years. The engine started and ran, the bike moved, and I had been considering turning it into a lawn cart, a lawn tractor, a lawn hauler. I was thinking about putting a dump bed on it, like a wheelbarrow bed on it. But I never got that far, and the problem was I didn't want to cut the frame up, so that kind of held me back. Anyway, let's recycle this engine. I'd love to put that 125cc engine with the 3-speed plus reverse on it, but I'm waiting for the valves to come in, and I really want to get that thing moving. So let's get to it. So with these projects, you always want to start in the same place. I did manage to store this with tape over the intake, and it does have an exhaust, so hopefully it's still alive, right? Pull the plate off, 14 millimeter, and does the crank turn? The answer is yes, and it even seems to have some compression. So this is worthwhile. In a way, we get practice taking the engine off before we get to the other one, right? This bolt here, I guess one on the bottom, really, not much holding it on, is there? I guess there isn't much power. For some machines, it's easier to get the engine off by just standing them up, right? So you got 4 bolts down there for the foot pegs. You got the exhaust bolts. Before you attempt the exhaust bolts, you really want to spray those with some kind of rust penetrant. Just looking at this bike, it has been pounded a little bit. You could see some things are a little bent. When you get them up at that angle, you could see it better. And you could even see, like, the motor mount on the motor is not only cracked, but if you spin this bolt, it's bent. So this thing was ridden. So the engine came out, including the exhaust, without too much trouble. So now we're going to do this one, and it really, you're looking at 4 bolts down there, 2 on the exhaust, and 2 to hold up the center mount. So let's hope this goes as well as the other one did, right? No surprises. I already sprayed these. Makes all the difference in the world, so please do. You don't have much chances of getting that apart without spraying it. This frame also, just looking at it from this point of view, looks much straighter. I really don't see anything messed up on it. That other one there is a bit battered. So the engine is out, and I managed to do it without pulling the plastics. Kind of important, because to pull the plastics, first you have to pull the racks, and honestly, that would have doubled the work. So I'm glad that I removed the Baja, the donor engine first, because that shows you where everything is. Then it's easier to find things. And once again, I'm really thrilled that I was able to leave the plastic on. A few little things to notice. First of all, the sprocket on the motor with shifting, the donor motor, was bigger than the sprocket on the automatic motor. Kind of makes sense, I guess. So I'm going to the one that's on the automatic motor. It'll bring down my overall speed by quite a lot if you want to start counting the number of teeth there. But I think I think it'll make the machine just a lot perkier. So why don't we go with that? I normally don't run wide open, especially on a 3/4 size machine, right? It's not a racing machine. So obviously it'll make the chain go on a lot easier. I don't have to lengthen the chain. So that's what I'm going with. Other things to notice: when I took the carb off, it left gasket material behind. You want to make sure you scrape and clean and, you know, do the right things. One side of the gasket, I use the aviation stuff. The other side, I have a tendency to put oil. It just makes it easier to get the carburetor off later. This engine comes through with a dipstick and a sight glass. Sight glass shows that it's empty. The dipstick says it's full. I'm going to put some oil in there until it comes up on the sight glass. Remember, I did have it tilted all the way up, so there might be a little bit of a dam that you have to get over to get it to the sight glass. So let's do that. Okay, let's see if this wants to start. Right, it's a cold start. I put gas in it. Yeah, it should be set. Yeah, this is set up as the last one was. Tried. Who'll do ya? Well, it runs like the carburetor's messed up. Well, let's see if we can't get a ride out of this thing. Was a waste of time. It appears as if the clutch is slipping. I'm in second right now. This is geared down. You guys know I mentioned I went with the small smaller sprocket up front. Go out for the next video. Maybe I'll tear that engine apart. We'll see what's wrong with it. Carburetor is messed up on this rig. I'm going to tear it apart again. It's not a bad little machine. Kind of a pocket-sized guy. Actually, it's 3/4 size. I like it. I'm not in love with this motor. A little disappointed. Maybe the clutch will clean up from running it. I want to click off the choke. Good. That was first. I think I ran it out of gas. No, there's still gas in it. Still need some love and troubleshooting, obviously, guys. Let's put the choke back on, see if we can't get it to start up. I'm thinking not, but you never know. One more shot. So, if I want to keep this engine on it, I'm going to have to mess with the clutch. Now, that doesn't make me very happy. It's actually a pretty comfortable machine to ride. It's got a good feel to it. It's stable. I'm hand shifting it, that's why I'm leaning over. Somebody mentioned that they use something like this to plow snow. I wish them a lot of luck. Maybe if you get an inch of that North Country real powdery stuff, But I'm not thinking you're going to plow any real snow with it. Yeah, garden's about done. I'm just burning off gas. Blueberry plants are about done. So, it needs a carb rebuild, and it really could use the centrifugal clutch. I shouldn't be surprised. And we're out of gas. Well, there's always gravity. Oh. Probably would have helped if I didn't have the brakes on the whole time. Anyway, in the meantime, I want to thank you guys for watching and commenting and subscribing. I'd like to thank everybody who supports my channel. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out there and enjoy each and every day. I should have waited until the valves came in and put the 110 on this. Anyway, take care, folks.